Shalom to all the viewers out there tuning in. Today we have another imperative message. And if it be the Most High's will, He may open up your eyes, ears, and your spirit that you may receive the information that's getting ready to be brought forth. The information that's getting ready to be brought forth is something that 99% of the Christian pastors did not want you to ever find out. All the top echelon in the Christian organization never wanted you to get hold of this information regarding tithes. They never wanted you to get a hold of this information, and they're preying off your ignorance. The tithing deception and what the Christian church deems as tithes is the biggest fraudulent activity that's being committed right now. The Christian church has turned into a multi-billion-dollar industry off of the ignorance of the masses. That's essentially what has happened through the tithing lie. So what you're going to find out in this video is one, what tithing actually is according to the Bible, and it's going to find out it has nothing to do with money. Two, you're going to find out who the tithe was actually for, not the Christian pastor, and you're going to find out what the tithe was for. And it's not for setting up European white supremacy Christian organizations in people of color's neighborhood. Yeah, I said it. Let me say it again. It's not for setting up more Christian organizations pushing a white supremacy doctrine on people of color, teaching them about a white God and a white Jesus and white angels, and everyone in the whole entire Bible is white, because that's essentially what the Christian doctrine subliminally does. Yes, they do on all the movies. It has nothing to do with being racism, or being racist. That's just what it is. So I'm going to point it out. That's just what it is. This ain't the Christian church. I'm not bound by trying to caress anyone's feelings. I'm going to say it how it is. It has nothing to do with racism at all. So that's what you're going to find out in this message. I'm Brother Yerushalayim. This is the Bible Unlocked, the Tithing Deception. Revelation 12 verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. You're going to find out that Satan is at it again. Yes, Satan has his hand in the cookie jar. Satan is responsible for deceiving the entire world via the Christian church. That's the primary channel that is using to deceive the whole world. And guess what? You that's funding and tithing to the Christian church, you're the one responsible for funding this prophecy to come to pass via your tithing money, so-called tithing money, because tithing in the Bible is not money. It's nothing monetary. You're the one responsible for doing this. So you can give yourself a round of applause, those good old Christians out there that have funded Satan's agenda. And it says Satan deceived the entire world. The Christian church, I say this every single deception video, the Christian church is still looking for this guy to come. You're still looking for this major deception to come when it's talking about you. Starting with the Roman Catholic Church in the 3rd century all the way to today. All the way till today. That's the deception that it's talking about. So you're going to be looking a long time for some other deception to come, when the deception is already here. You go to church on Sunday and you'll see this prophecy right here being fulfilled. Go to your local church on Sunday, or get on YouTube and look at any modern Christian video, and that's this prophecy being fulfilled right there. Here's an analogy. It's like someone who, say you have a pair of glasses and you can't find these glasses. You're looking all over the place for these glasses. You're looking all under the couch. You're looking on top of the refrigerator. I mean, you're looking all type of places to find out where these glasses are at. You're looking in all the most difficult places to see if you place those glasses there. All of that work you've done just to come into the bathroom and look in the mirror and find out the glasses right on top of your head. It's the same thing with the Christian church. You're looking all over the place for Satan. You're looking in the most difficult places to try to find Satan. When all you need to do is go into the Christian church on your little Sunday that you go worship on And you're going to find Satan right there, staring right at you every Sunday, laughing, giggling, joking all in your face. That's where he's at right there. You don't need to look hard to find Satan. That's what makes him so effective, is that you looking in all the difficult places and he's standing right next to you, squeezed right up next to you, tight with you. He's sleeping in the bed with you. He's waking up having breakfast with you. He's having your little Sunday dinner with you. Satan deceived the whole world. Now, let's get into the subject of tithing. Let's find out what tithing is according to the Bible, what biblical tithing is before Satan came via the Christian church and deceived the entire world. Leviticus 27 verse 30. And all the tithe of the land, whether of the seed of the land or of the fruit of the tree, is the Lord's. It is holy unto the Lord. So, the tithe, according to the Bible, is of the seed of the land and the fruit of the trees. You're going to find out that tithing in the Bible is only food. It's only going to be dealing with foods. The tithe of the seed and the tithe of the fruit. This is the first understanding on what tithing is. There's more. Let's get some more. And if a man will at all redeem aught of his tithes, he shall add thereto the fifth part thereof. And concerning the tithe of the herd or of the flock, even of whatsoever passeth under the rod, the 10th shall be holy unto the Lord. So a 10th part of the herd and the flock. This is the meat. The first one that we talked about, the fruits and the seed of the ground, that's dealing with the vegetables. Now it's the herd and the flock. Now it's dealing with the meat. Tithing is food according to the Bible. All throughout the scriptures, what we're going to find out in this message, that it's going to have nothing to do with money. All of it has to do with food. So now we have the tithe of the fruits and vegetables and of the meats now. Now you give a 10% of that. Let's go precept upon precept like the Bible commands us to do, and let's get a more well-documented explanation on what tithing is. Deuteronomy 14 verse 22. Thou shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed that the field bringeth forth year by year. This is exactly what we just read. Now in Deuteronomy it's giving you another count. All the increase that the field bring forth year by year. This is talking about food, not money. And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose to place his name. And you're supposed to take that food, you can't do this with money, and eat in the place that the Most High has chosen. Now the Christian church, they're slick. They're trying to tell you, well, God chose the Christian church right up the street. No, let's find out according to the Bible, what is the place, or where is the place that the Most High chose to place his name? 2 Chronicles 6 verse 6. But I have chosen Jerusalem that my name might be there, and have chosen David to be over my people Israel. So the Most High chose Jerusalem, which is in the land of Israel, not your local neighborhood Christian church. He chose Jerusalem to place his name there. So what the instructions thus far in this first set of tithing is to take the increase of the land, and it's referring to the flocks as well, and you're supposed to take it to where the place where the Most High has chose to place his name. So you take those tithes, 10% of your increase, and you bring it to Jerusalem. This is tithing according to the Bible. Then you take it and bring it to Jerusalem. The tithe of corn, of the wine, and of thine oil, and of the firstlings of thy herds, and of thy flocks, that thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God always. This didn't have anything to do with Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, or anybody else, or any other monetary system. You take the wine, the corn, the herd, you bring all that to Jerusalem, and that's where you're supposed to eat and enjoy the tithe. And if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from thee, which the Lord thy God shall choose to set his name there. So there's a dilemma. So if there's a dilemma that arises, and you have too much of the tithe, Say you have like 1,000, your 10% for the year was like 1,000 sheep, 1,000 oxen. You just got too much. You got 100 pounds of tomatoes. You got too much increase to bring to the place where the Most High chose, Jerusalem. Or if it's too far, say you're somewhere else on a long journey and it's just too far for you to bring all this food to Jerusalem. That's what this is going into. Here's the instructions that you're supposed to do. When the Lord thy God have blessed thee, then shalt thou turn it into money. Then you take all the increase of the flocks, of the fruit and of the vegetables. You take all the increase because it was too much for you to bring up there. Maybe you didn't have enough camels to support the trip. It's too much of it. So now you take it and put it in and turn it into money. This is the only time you're going to hear about money and tithing together in the same subject. This is it. You're going to take the increase, you're going to bind it and turn it into money, but you're going to sell all your stuff and you're going to exchange it for money. Now watch this. And bind up the money in thine hand, and shalt go unto the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. Then you take that money that you just exchanged for your goods, you take it and then you make the trip to Jerusalem. Let's find out for what. And thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul lusteth after. Then you're supposed to bestow that money, meaning you're going to exchange it again for whatsoever thy soul lusteth after. And the whatsoever, it's about to explain what that's talking about. The whatsoever is about to explain it right now. For oxen, for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, or for whatsoever thy soul desires. The whatsoever thy soul lusteth after was referring to the tithe. The food, the herbs, the vegetables, the fruits. That's what it was referring to. It ain't talking about anything you want to buy. It ain't telling you to go out and whatsoever. I want to go out and buy a prostitute or weed and crack. It ain't talking about that. It's talking about whatsoever of the tithe. The oxen, the fruits, the vegetables, the oil, the corn. And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God, and thou shalt rejoice, thou and thine household. And you're supposed to get that food that you have just purchased with your money, and you're supposed to eat that tithe with you and your household. Letting you know that one of the tithes is for you. That's what one of the tithes is for. One of the tithes of the increase of your land you're supposed to enjoy. You and your family is supposed to get together at Jerusalem and enjoy this tithe. Now, we can't get together in Jerusalem now. No one can do that now and enjoy the tithe. You can't keep the tithe according to the Bible. But this is how it was done in the biblical times. Let's get some more. And the Levites that is within thy gates, thou shalt not forsake him, for he hath no part, no inheritance with thee. The tithe also was for the Levites, who come from the seed of Levi, of the 12 tribes of Israel. The Levite didn't have any inheritance in the land. So the Levites were dispersed throughout all the rest of the 11 tribes. And they lived within the gates of each tribe. So you had to take care of the Levite. The Levite was one of the ones who got his portion with the tithe. You couldn't forsake the Levite. That's who the tithe was for as well. Yourself and the Levite, not the Christian pastor. At the end of 3 years, thou shalt bring forth all the tithe of the increase the same year. Now we're going into a different type of tithe. At the end of the 3rd year, which is the year of tithing, you bring forth all the increase of the land. It's the same thing. We're still dealing with food, not money. We're still dealing with food. Food, fruits and vegetables, herbs, spices, oils. You bring forth the 10th part of the increase of the 3rd year. We're in a different set of tithing now. And shall lay it up within thy gates. But the difference between this tithe is you don't go to Jerusalem. You stay within your gates for this tithe. You stay within your gates. This one, you don't have to go to Jerusalem and eat there and have a feast there. You stay right at home. And the Levite, because he hath no part nor inheritance with thee. And the Levite, once again, he gets his portion because they didn't get any inheritance. The Most High was their inheritance. The Levite, he gets his. And the stranger, the Gentiles that was amongst us, that came with us out of the land of Egypt, had children that were still there. The ones that were poor, they got their portion. They were taken care of. And the fatherless, the people that didn't have any fathers, because the father, all the way in the days of old, were the breadwinners. They're the ones who brought in the bread and provided for the family. The fatherless, which encompasses 90 or 50% of the Christian church, people that's in there that don't have fathers. The tithe was supposed to go to you. You're part of the ones who receive part of this tithe. And the widow, the people that don't have, the women that don't have a husband to provide for them. The widows, which make up another 50% of the Christian church. Old women in there that don't have husbands. The tithe was supposed to go to you. If we're doing tithes correctly, according to the Bible, the tithe went to you, not the Christian pastor. Which are within thy gates shall come and shall eat and be satisfied. Every one of those that was named comes to eat and be satisfied. Not grab $100 bills, $200 bills, $300 bills, $1,000 bills, not come in and grab money. You don't have your hand in a pot of gold grabbing money. People just grab all their 10% and putting money in a basket for everyone to come stick their hand in and grab. That's not what the tithe is in the Bible. That's not tithing. That's not tithing. So now we have a requirement in order to receive tithes. One, it had to be you had to be a Levite doing the work of the Most High. Not a spiritual Levite, not a spiritual priest, a Levite from the sons of Levi, of the 12 tribes of Israel, in order to receive tithes. That's what you had to be. From the point of Moses all the way on forward. That's what you had to be. That the Lord thy God may bless thee in all the work of thine hand which thou doest. And the reason why you're supposed to give the tithe is so the Most High will bless you in all the work of your hand. Meaning, he's going to increase the flocks. He'll increase the fruits of your land. He'll increase the vegetables. If you're tithing and giving your 10% and providing for those that are needy, he would increase your land. He would increase all the vegetables and the food that you're able to have. That's the blessing it was talking about. Not getting you a bigger home, a boat, a jet, giving you $1 million paycheck. That's not the blessing it was talking about. The blessing, he would bless you, so in turn you would be able to help the other ones that were needy around your gates and provide for the other people and take care of the Levites who did the work of the sanctuary. That's what the tithing was for, to take care of your own people. Take care of those that were around you. It wasn't to go out and go buy a new Mercedes-Benz. Give the